Hey guys, welcome to the Relentless vlog. Let's talk about Wednesday's workout. It is a low back killer. Only to extent if we do not know how to hit pins correctly. Because if we know how to hit pins correctly even, if we don't know how to brace through our diaphragm well, right, then we're gonna feel this 5 minutes, 7 minutes in, halfway, we're like, whoo, my lumbar coach, right? So let's just talk about a really good proper hip hinge. Proper hip hinge is where we have minimal flexion extension happening in the knee compared to the hip. So this is gonna be like a pseudo squat, right? This is kind of a knee initiated squat. See this all the time. People are like, oh, here's a deadlift, here's a deadlift. Try to keep the spine more upright, less shear force across it. When in reality, we need to get used to hip hinging over, hip shooting back. As you can tell, the hip is closing and opening much more than the knee. And we're really getting used to that hamstring recruiting, and then the hip, the glute, having the fire to do the majority of the work of moving the load, the body. Now, this is where it's really important to understand interabdominal bracing. This is where we can learn how to breathe and brace at the same time. A lot of us only know how to use our midline, our core, aka most people think only their abs, to brace down, to spray, to make sure the spine doesn't really move. But when we do that maximally, we can't breathe. And what usually ends up happening is, and I just crunch my abs, I can still actually open and close and hyperextend through my spine slightly. So how do we do a proper job bracing the lumbar without this kind of crunch? That's why we do dead bug, right? Now, dead bug is learning how to lay flat on the ground, spine neutral, laying down and breathing into our sides, down to our pelvic floor. One way you could do this is by laying down, you just take your thumbs, you put them into your sides, and you're gonna breathe in. And as you breathe in, as you can see, if you watch this finger here, I'm filling up my belly with air and it's pushing my thumbs away from my kidneys. I joke around, try to touch your kidneys with those thumbs, and then what you end up doing is you learn on that breathe in, and then you learn how to keep that tension in your diaphragm through your obliques, through your pelvic floor, through your abdominals, through your lumbar erectors, and keep that brace to protect the spine, keep your hip, your pelvis, and your rib cage connected, and keep on breathing through here. As you can see, I'm breathing and bracing, and I'm trying to press in. If I relax, right, you see how much that thumb dipped in to my side. So guys, this is where we need to go ahead and really dip down to when Coach Amy or any of the other coaches other than myself dip into trying to breathe through your diaphragm. We do sandbag breathing drills, we do other type of drills, and sometimes those long deep breaths through the nose, out through the mouth, and learning how to breathe and brace at the same time, items like dead bug, is really important, because then all of a sudden, when I go ahead and do sumo deadlifts with the dumbbell, I can learn how to breathe and brace, feeling that hip hinge, right? Feeling this brace here without just crunching down. And I know when I just did this workout, I started to feel a low-key ab burn because I was going ahead and not just flexing and extending through my abs, but I was having to hold a big isometric hold, keeping my back in a neutral position. Because guys, dumbbell down-ups into sumo deadlifts with the dumbbell, that'd be rough. Guys, have a good one. Really think about bracing interabdominally. Ask a coach the next time you're in. If you're like, I want a little bit more detail, we can set an athlete check-in for you, maybe a one-on-one, so we can learn how to breathe and brace as we move load. Have a good one.